Hello Libra, July 2020. There's a full moon and lunar eclipse in ambitious Capricorn on July 4th that make you want to run before you can walk. Take some time to rethink the past 30 days and plan for where you'd like to go in the future. This lunation is best for thinking ahead rather than acting spontaneously. The intensity brought on by Chiron in retrograde on the 11th is unavoidable, especially if you've been dealing with past hurt of any kind. Inner reflection takes you to some very uncomfortable places, but it's only through doing some tough inner work that you can come to the conclusions you're seeking. Looking to other people for answers now results in disappointment. A Cancer new moon on July 20th offers hope of being better things to come, especially if you're expecting news from or about your family. This is a very nurturing and fertile time, making it perfect for planning to expand your family, including adding a pet or baby. The Sun enters ego-driven Leo on the 22nd, but your friendliness and outgoing attitude could leave you susceptible to embarrassment and ridicule. Even though you know there are consequences that come from being an open book, you can't imagine being any other way now. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, emotional aspects of the self for Libra in July of 2020. Spiritual, Six of Pentacles. Intellectual, the Magician. Physical, Eight of Swords. Social, Six of Swords. Emotional, Queen of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is divine timing, or just being in the right place at the right time, and having that overabundance of spiritual knowledge, growth, maybe understanding, or your spirit is just overflowing. This may cause jealousy though, or people not understanding your overflowing energies of maybe trying to assist people in the spiritual aspects. So this is perfect timing for you to be a Libra of balance, not air blowing in different directions, causing a tornado. The Magician can be a master manipulator or a master manifester. It all depends on you and how you are negative or positive more, I guess, or it just depends on your personality and how you are. In the intellectual, your thoughts can be causing more trouble than it's worth, or it could be you're trying to manifest something and that's what you're thinking about in July, and you just need to have more harmonious give and take and curiosity without closing your mind to other possibilities. The Eight of Swords is like resistance, conflict, mental prison, not allowing yourself because of some kind of confliction you have with should I or should I not. This is a physical self, so maybe this has to do with maybe going out and doing some physical activities that you're worried about because of the COVID. There's going to be more to come with how things are going to play out in July. So this is kind of like play it by ear. Don't stay inside, but don't stay outside either. I think this is more of a just be careful, tread lightly. You're walking barefooted in some water. You don't want to walk barefooted in sewage, right? Or you don't want to walk barefooted in some water that's been sitting there and has mosquito eggs and mosquitoes are flying around, right? So, this just correlates with the intellectual, spiritual self, divine timing, master manipulator, manifesting. So, just being in sync with the universe and timing. The Six of Swords is discipline, Tai Chi, Taekwondo, mastering of some kind of art. But this is in your social self, so this is just disciplining in your social aspects of your life. Don't let the social things that go on throughout your life intervene in your spiritual growth or your physical growth or your emotional growth or your intellectual growth. So just keep things in that stable awareness of yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is the benevolent queen, harmoniously generous, friendly, just an overall beneficial card. And this is in your emotional self. So your emotional self is kind of like in a good place in July. You're not having too much trouble with emotions. Everything's going good. You seem to be balancing the emotional aspect of yourself. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspects of the self for Libra in July of 2020. For spiritual, we have the World. Intellectual, we have Ten of Swords. Physical, we have Ten of Pentacles. Social, we have Queen of Pentacles. Emotional, we have Two of Cups. The World in this deck is the higher aspects, looking over or from your higher self down. Just be careful with that. I mean, you just divine timing when you're looking down. Look down from a offering of spiritual energy or knowledge or wisdom or insight, and just be that flamboyant, because she's naked, right? But she's not like, oh my god, I gotta cover up all of my body. She's like, meh, whatever, let the winds blow where they may. But this is spiritual self, so this isn't physical self, right? I'm not literally talking about being naked. I'm talking about being naked in a spiritual sense. Don't be hiding it with offering information, knowledge, or help with spiritual aspects in life for others. It's Ten of Swords in the intellectual here. This is overcoming the long struggle, enduring the hard, long battle of defeating this dragon. And it's on the Magician. So it may be what you've been working on or your whole life has been about is manifesting, but you gotta be careful because you don't want to be the manipulator. You don't want to be the dragon that gets slain, right? You want to be the one that slays the dragon. So you just gotta be more on the manifestor side, not the manipulator side. Ten of Pentacles is about don't let the long term cause you to want to take shortcuts and hurry up and get it done. So with the Eight of Swords here and the Ten of Pentacles being in the physical, maybe there's some physical aspects of yourself you need to work on that may take a while to be successful in, and you're kind of like, I don't know if I have it in me to do that. I'm thinking don't let that cause you to take shortcuts and take it as fast or as slow as you need to, as long as you're not taking shortcuts and you realize that this is going to be a long journey of getting that maybe healthier physical self, or continuing, if you are already doing this, continuing that path and being like, oh my gosh, this is taking a while to, or this is taking a lot of my time, or whatever the circumstances are. Just realize that you don't need to take shortcuts and just continue on the journey. Queen of Pentacles is understanding the challenges and overcoming them. With the Six of Swords, discipline. So they go hand in hand, discipline, understanding the challenges and overcoming them, continuing that work of discipline, and the social art of dealing with maybe all the different angles that you have with all the friends and family you may be involved with. So this Two of Cups is like realizing that you see yourself in others and others in yourself, or your relationship, you see yourself in that person you're with, and vice versa. Overcoming the challenging aspects that are being portrayed back to you, because that's a mirror, but it's not at the same time, right? And with the Queen of Pentacles, she's got that benevolent, generous, friendly aspect to her. So it looks like you're going to be good and just successful in that part of your life, emotional aspect of yourself for July. More to come. Epic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, emotional aspects of the self for Libra in July of 2020. Spiritual, you got the Hermit. Intellectual, the Empress. Physical, the Phoenix of Spheres. Social, the Star. Emotional, Ace of Books. With the Hermit here, this is telling you if you need to refill your spiritual aspect of yourself, don't go looking for those who don't have it to give you what it is you need for the spiritual. So like, tell them and give you a break. No, you need to do more of the meditation, or go to your religious gatherings, or whatever it is that you believe in with the Hermit. And don't ask from those who have nothing to give, right? With the World, higher self aspect, looking down, or, from a optimistic kind of point of view, and kind of feeling good about yourself, and, divine timing, everything's gonna play. It's like, when you need this, you'll have the divine timing, something will open up for you to get it, to refill that spiritual aspect of yourself, and just continue being a symbol of, for those that may be involved with your life, as a open and free type person to give more spiritual energy if they need it. So you got to be a water fountain of spiritual energy. The Empress is about receiving a gift and nurturing it and being responsible for that gift. So with the Ten of Swords, this is the intellectual self. So that gift of what you've been working on manifesting, or if you've been on the negative side manipulating, you need to be responsible for what you've done or what you've been working on. And if you're the dragon, you're gonna have to be like, okay, I need to get cut down to size. Or if you're not you're the one slaying the dragon, then you just need to realize that you're being given a hard journey of smarts and intellect that you have to nurture and be responsible for that gift. The Phoenix of Spheres here is about the transformation of energy. So like that, the phoenixes go through death and life, or reincarnating itself over and over again, right? So, and then Ten of Pentacles And the Eight of Swords we were talking about in the physical this is a long journey, and you're kind of like on the fence, or you're being that pond of water, not doing anything, and you need to maybe get that energy transformed into physically doing something. The star here is pretty much a quantum physics card, and also with the seeing others and yourself and others kind of thing, and realizing that we're all one kind of unified field. If you want to know more, go to my Patreon, become a Patreon, and you'll understand more. I'll teach you more. But this is a social self, so it has to do with people in your life. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles with the harmonious aspect with the Six of Swords. Discipline is what they were telling you, and just continuing that work with your friends and family, and seeing that you're unified with the whole world, actually, with all of humanity, if you want to go that far, but it's up to you in your life. This Ace of Books here is there's a lot more to the story in your life. This is the emotional self, so there's a lot more to what you've already achieved. Maybe there's more happiness on the way, or maybe there's more lessons for you to be taught through your karmatic energy and your soul. I mean, the Two of Cups with that energy of seeing the other person in yourself and yourself in that person. And then the Queen of Pentacles being, that benevolent, friendly, generous person, and keeping that emotional harmony going for yourself. Foxfire, the Kitsune, what message do you have for Libra in July of 2020? Beneath the surface. There is much within the world that can be misread when we look upon the surface. When we see with over accustomed eyes the world around us, we cannot truly see what is there. We need experience and depth and perceptive attention when we seek to truly know something. And so this card is urging you to go beneath the surface, which this beautiful mermaid is preparing you to do. It can be easy to glide above and to avoid the depths, or to fail to see the true power of something. Because we look upon the ocean and see its calm, we can underestimate its strength. And this is what you are being asked to do. Do not go lightly into deep emotional waters, but know their strength and life-changing power by diving beneath the surface. Know that as you go deep, you will encounter currents in the power of the ocean, the emotional world above you. But it is not the time to stay on the surface. So many others feel this is adequate, and their lives are in many ways satisfactory. But to know the true potential of yourself and of your life, you will need to take a deep breath and dive deep. There's no need for fear or for panic. Remain calm, no matter how challenging it can seem to be beneath the world in which others seem to content to live. This life is not for you, friend, and nor are the elements and personal stunting of growth that others experience over and over, because they never found a way to go beneath the apparent nature of reality and go deep within. This being of the Kitsune realm now asks you to join her in the quest for the hidden depths of life. Know you are seeking the truth about your own soul. This is a reward worth the risk. Queen of the Moon, what message do you have for Libra in July of 2020? Self-reflection. Be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and want. The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. I'm not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. Both scientists and spiritual practitioners believe there is much benefit to be had in self-reflection. The process involves us thinking about what is happening, how we react, and make sense of it. It exposes our strengths and weaknesses and gives us information to make changes if we choose to. It gives us a small respite in the busyness of life and allows our brain to make some sense of the chaos we experience each day. As self-reflection is something we all would benefit from doing, why don't we do it? First, self-reflection requires us to slow down somewhat and turn our awareness inward, something that does not come naturally to some, and especially not the highly extroverted. Starting small and maybe getting assistance with someone else as a guide can solve this. Second, some people are not sure exactly how to self-reflect, and so do not try to change this. Examine the various ways to self-reflect during a regular 5-minute recap of the day as you commute home and before dinner. Sit quietly and think about all that has happened and your reactions to it on this every moon cycle. Record how you feel each day. There are many ways to self-reflect, and one will suit you. Third, some people self-reflect, but when they do, they don't like the feelings of vulnerability, anger, guilt, or even defensiveness this incurs. Why go there when it isn't pleasant? Here's where we grow our self-responsibility. Short-term pain will certainly be worth long-term gain if we do not ignore the elephant in the room. A regular practice of self-reflection allows us to intercede before problems get too big. We can, for example, catch ourselves before something gets way out of hand. We can apologize and make amends to someone for our mistakes. We can catch negative patterns and stop them in their tracks. The theme of winning gibbous moons, or of which this is the first, is the process of self-reflection and building resilience. Companion stone or metal, tiger's eye. Keepers of the light, who has a message for Libra in July of 2020? Joan of Arc. Voice of truth. Stand strong. Focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Joan of Arc was a medieval French peasant girl who is reported to have been visited by Archangel Michael and other saints, who gave her information on how she could help Charles VII save France from English domination. She was only a teenager when she went into battle for her country and won a huge victory. She was, however, later captured and burned at the stake. These days she is a supremely loving guide to all those who want to stand up against the odds. She also helps many light workers overcome their fear of persecution. You are being encouraged to stand strong. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on the mission you feel called to fulfill. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as if you are on a battlefield, but this conflict will come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself. You are not here to prove yourself to others. Instead, approve of yourself. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is thanking you for being the honest soul you are. Sacred Power message for Libra in July of 2020. Self-love. Your inner child is an aspect of the self, reminiscent of all that you have learned and experienced. free, spontaneous, creative, and full of wonder. Your inner child belongs to be in a state of joy, but also requires nurturing, attention, and constant reassurance. Your inner child feels these extremes of emotions because they lack understanding of why particular circumstances have occurred. You can shift long-standing emotional patterns by working with your inner self, resolve problems, trauma, and issues that you have found challenging and difficult to address. While you may have grown up quickly or had a limited childhood absent of opportunities and experiences, the inner child is an aspect of you that requires love and attention, even as an adult. Emotions are powerful. Like children, adults manipulate, rebel, throw tantrums, and can also put on a brave face for the sake of others. To create a symbiotic relationship, you, the parent, and your inner child must work in agreement of security, safety, acceptance, and surety. Acknowledging that you have been wounded is the first step in shifting your mindset. Self-love is essential right now as there is a child within you needing parental help and advice. Grieving for the past of circumstances that we did not understand at the time, no matter how old you were, is now necessary. Helplessness, confusion, or feeling overwhelmed can trigger childlike behaviors such as tantrums, manipulation, and rebellion into an attempt to get what you want. Take the time to be playful and curious. Be courageous and learn the power of no. It will shield you from pushy people seeking to compromise your values and integrity. If you were to see the little you now, what sage advice would you give? Knowing what you know today. Affirmation. I nurture the child within me. I am complete, whole, and secure. I am safe. Divine Circus, who has a message for Libra in July of 2020. Voice of an angel. You have something to say. There is a unique voice within you that wants to be expressed creatively in the world. Whether it is a conversation you need to have, a truth stated, a song to be sung, or a book to be written, honor your voice. Know that it is inspired and can help not only your own spiritual growth, but support others on their path too. If you do not allow inspiration to flow, you will feel blocked, as though something that needs to happen naturally is not happening. It is an uncomfortable sensation that can lead to feelings of depression, self-doubt, lack of confidence, and eventually wear away at your self-esteem. Sometimes we unintentionally hold ourselves back from expressing the inspirations, ideas, and imaginations we feel because we are afraid that we are making it up, that we will be judged, or fail to deliver a worthy expression of the idea. Maybe we think someone else will do it better anyway, or we simply don't choose to value our inspiration enough to make it a priority in our lives and don't set aside time and devote energy to it to bring it to life. When the oracle, the voice of an angel, appears, you are being given two pieces of guidance. Firstly, your idea, intuition, or imagination is not off base, but spot on for your own unique life journey. You are tapping into pure inspiration, and the divine muse of creativity is blessing you. If you feel blocked or are uncertain about how to direct your creativity, the universe is letting you know you are being sent a muse, the inspiration you need to find your own true voice. Secondly, you are being asked to have trust, courage, and confidence in yourself and to follow through on the gift of an idea that has been given to you. This is not a time to keep quiet, play it safe, hold yourself back, or allow others to step up and speak for you. It is your time to speak your truth, to express yourself, to have confidence in your own ideas and inspirations and in your own voice. This oracle also confirms that the time has come, or very soon will. For these ideas to transform into physical reality, they will require action in the physical world. And therefore, you will attract opportunities to bring what started as a wonderful idea into material reality. If you want to manifest something and have already been working to that end, Voice of an Angel confirms that this is going to happen. You will sing your own soul song in whatever way is true for you. Wisdom of the Oracle. What message do we have for Libra in July of 2020? Loyal hearts. Fidelity, loyalty, devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you, no matter the outer circumstances in your life. Trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected and divinely directed. Relationship message. Your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being sown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Prosperity message. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions, where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of Spirit, your manifesting partner. Protection message. Are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and have no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make some room. Cosmic message for Libra in July of 2020. Communication. To be truly heard, one needs to practice the art of listening. This card has been revealed to you today to acknowledge the voice inside you that wishes to be heard and acknowledged. One of the biggest lessons we can learn in this lifetime is effective communication. Communication that is clear and that does not assume that others can read our minds. Working both ways, the art of listening also involves being patient and open to the ideas of others. Dear one, at times you don't feel as though you are being truly listened to. This can cause frustration, agitation, and a stagnant whirlpool of energy to build within you. This frustration can sometimes cause you to be indirect, insensitive, and snappy. This energy of frustration and insensitivity then gets passed back to the ones who did not effectively listen the first time round, and is usually received as a personal attack. This energy only encourages them to continue not to listen with even more resistance and defiance. This cycle of energy being thrown back and forth continues and becomes more vicious, intolerable, and heartbreaking. Most often, either of both parties will search elsewhere for an empathetic ear to simply listen. It is time to take the reins and break free from these energetic, emotional mind games. Communicate truthfully about how you feel and express calmly with love what needs to be said. Give the other party an opportunity to also express their feelings truthfully and allow them to speak freely without interruptions or resistance. The more you practice this art of listening with love, the more you will find others eager to hear what you have to say. You will then go from a place of not being heard to a place of being heard by many. Affirmation: I am humbled and patient in knowing that to be truly heard, I must first truly listen. Associated chakras: solar plexus, throat. Isis Oracle, what message do you have for Libra in July of 2020? Lady of the Stars. Priestess of Ceres. Ceres is the celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. It brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. Lady of the Stars is also an empowerment of all other oracles in this deck. She tells you to pay attention because something significant is taking place right now. Syrian energy takes the inner path and the spiritual healing journey into a whole new stratosphere. It is wise, ancient, and an extremely high vibrational energy. It takes a certain level of soul evolution to be able to consciously register Syrian light and transmit it on this planet. The heart in question must be able to consciously cultivate unconditional love for it to occur. However, we can still receive Syrian light and healing assistance, even if we are still learning to more consistently come from unconditional love. We will feel it more and more strongly as we grow spiritually, but even in our learning phase, we can open our hearts to this divine celestial goddess and allow her, through her priestess, Lady Isis, to bless us with genuine spiritual gifts. Goddess Ceres, through her priestess Lady Isis, is reaching to you now. She has offerings of great spiritual support and a message that there is something significant that you need to be aware of in your life right now too. Accepting celestial assistance and unconditional love of Ceres will help you now. To receive the assistance, you can choose to surrender into your heart and allow divine love to infuse and heal, direct, and unfold all aspects of your life and growth. It is total trust and surrender, with absolute faith that even unexpected twists and turns will be leading you in the best direction. Advanced souls are capable of feeling and receiving the high vibrational love from the Syrian star system more consciously and consistently. It can come to feel like a perpetual spiritual sun above the crown of your head, nourishing you with light at all times, causing your own soul light to grow brighter. As you surrender into your heart, your soul light will feel more and more palpable to you. The gifts of Sirius will flow into the soul like a cup receiving divine nectar. The more aware and connected you are to your soul, the more conscious you will be in recognizing the blessed effects of Syrian light in your life. The Priestess Lady Isis wishes to help your soul connect with Sirius and you to connect with your soul so that the full blessing of the celestial star goddess can nourish and transform your life, allowing its course to run true to your real and genuine divine passions. Even if you aren't sure what those passions are as of yet, your soul knows, and Syrian energy helps your soul to be itself on this planet. Sirius brings blessings of heightened intuition, refined soul healing ability, and closer connection to your soul and the Lady Isis too. If you have been questioning your evolution, starting to wonder if you are really just at the beginning of the path or not really in initiation at all, then this card is a divine acknowledgement of the power, light, and evolution of your soul vibration, that there is refinement and advancement there. This is not grandiose. In fact, one way to know whether this guidance is generally for you is that you will feel peaceful and humble within as you receive the guidance. You will feel gently validated and affirmed within, not pure puffed up with false pride or ego. You will feel inspired and uplifted to continue with your inner work, not in need of telling others how advanced you are spiritually. If you feel inflated or better than others in any way, this is not the guidance for you, at least at this time. Instead, the guidance for you is to realize that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and the part of you that is comparing yourself to others, hoping to find that you are better, is suffering from an emptiness within that doesn't know that you are beautiful and worthy. It is wiser to spend some time filling that inner emptiness with your own acknowledgement of your worth than trying to trump others. Better to go inside than emptiness until you find the seed of love and light within than to seek external appearances to make you heal. The latter just doesn't work. The oracle of the Lady of the Stars is also an empowerment. It enhances, amplifies, and strengthens any other oracle that you draw immediately before or after it. It is a call to pay special attention to the cards next to it, and you are guided that you will grow greatly through the lesson or learning specified in any oracle next to it. Make it a priority in your awareness at this time in order for deepest spiritual awakening to occur. You are also guided that when the Lady of the Stars appears around any other oracle, there will be a blessing of divine grace in forms including but not limited to assistance, miracles, healings, and help. In mastering the lessons of any oracle you pull immediately before or after the Lady of the Stars appears, if the card appears on her own, know that it is a special blessing for you, soon to be revealed. Starseeds, what message do we have for Libra in July of 2020? Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right, they're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, you're being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. Try not to look at difficult times as getting it wrong. Instead, see them as opportunities for soul growth. If you can find a way to grow and soften your heart through the highs and lows, your soul is most definitely growing, which is the whole point. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new area of study or growth. This could be through structured learning, such as university, school, or a training course. If you're having difficulties in a relationship, you're being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are known as the number one way that we grow as souls while we're here on Earth. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to grow or learn? And that's your reading, Libra. Thanks for watching. Go to the links below the video. Become a Patreon, please. Email if you have any questions, comments down below. And I'll see you next month.